This episode of Fever Talk is brought to you by...
Stink bottles.
Oh, stink bottles. When you want a drink, but you don't want anyone to steal your drink, so you get a really stinky bottle, so they won't go near it, but you get to have your drink, because it's for the summertime. To get your free coupon off of stinky bottles...
Stink bottles.
Stink bottles, apologies. Sorry, sponsors, don't drop us. Just go to stinkbottle.com/Fever Talk.
Oh, I wanted to add something.
What do you want to add?
Don't I usually add something? Isn't that aren't I usually like get the stank or something /Fever Talk?
Yeah, actually, I tell you what the promo code is. That's right.
Yeah.
Or I ask you to
I tell you.
Yeah.
So it is www.stinkbottle.com.
And enter your promo code.
Get the stank.
We've ruined the illusion, I feel, at this point.
It's a really good product.
It is.
I would use it.
Folks, for most of you, you'll probably be watching this video and being like, what the fuck are they talking about? But for some of you who are regular podcast listeners, this is a video version of this. But if you're listening to it via the podcast later, go back and watch the video of this.
Or don't, because I'm really sweaty and I just did yoga.
I'm sweaty too. It's the summertime in Dublin. It's very, very hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing something a bit different this time because much like our whiskey episode, where we spent the whole episode talking about
trying whiskey.
12 different whiskeys, and this time we're going to be doing the same with toys, and that needed more of a visual experience. So I'm recording it both visually and audioly.
As opposed to only visually.
Oh, only audioly.
Yeah.
Usually.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're working out the kinks, folks. But yeah, we've got all these toys sent to us by the lovely folks at Jazwares, who make Fortnite toys. And so I play Fortnite. Darcy does not play.
I don't really know what Fortnite is. Sorry. So basically, though, you had the box delivered to my place of work rather than yours. And why was that? Because were you just embarrassed because you were getting too many things delivered to your place of work?
No, I work much further away than you do.
Oh, that's why.
So I thought you'd have an easier time bringing them home.
Yeah.
Actually, I should show the people the box.
I thought you already broke it down.
I opened it up in the other video.
Oh, okay.
But now in this video, in case anyone hasn't seen it yet.
He's getting the box.
Amuse them. Sorry.
So basically, yeah, I didn't know. Oh, that box. Yeah, wait, let me explain. We don't show it yet. Okay. So basically, it came in like a really big, like cardboard box. And then I was like, this is so big and cumbersome for me to carry. I mean, how long was that and I was going to do a play. So I was like walking to the theater that I was about to perform at. How long of a walk would you say that was that I did?
I'd say a good 20 minutes at least.
Oh God, at least. And it was like this huge cumbersome box. Hey, what? Stop.
I gotta be in the video too. You're talking.
So it was this huge, big, cumbersome box, but I was like, this is really light. Like, there's no reason this should be this heavy. And I was like, what's actually inside here? And I opened it up, and it was a box within a box. And I was like, oh, it'll be so much easier to just carry this box than this huge cardboard box that's boxing the smaller box. But the other box was so enticing looking that all of my coworkers were like, you cannot carry that through the streets of Dublin. It will get stolen.
And by that, she means this. Ooh. Actually, I never looked on the underside. Is there stuff on the underside? Kinda. It's hard to see. Anyway, this is the box that contained all our toys. And we're going to review them from the perspective of someone who plays the games and knows what they're about, and from someone who has no fucking clue. So, first...
So can I guess what Fortnite is based on looking at everyone?
Sure.
Okay. So
we'll be playing a guessing game later on too.
Oh,
so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's some sort of fantasy world, I would guess. And these are all kinds of different fantasy creatures.
I mean, fantasy...
It's a very broad term.
It's a broad term, but also it conjures images of Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I feel like this is its own version of that.
It's kind of sci-fi more than fantasy, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's some parallel distant future where people jump off a bus in the sky. It's like being lifted by a balloon. And then they... It's true. And then they...
So it's an air balloon bus.
Yeah.
But what's powering it? Is the balloon powering it and making it move, or the engine?
It's like a Zeppelin, but it's a ham-fisted Zeppelin. Like, so they took like an old school bus.
Okay.
And they shoved a bunch of like psychopath killers onto it.
Okay.
They flew them over an island. They kicked them all out of the bus. You parachute down onto the island. And then it's the last person surviving, the last person alive wins.
Oh, so we have a Hunger Games sort of situation.
Yeah, or Battle Royale.
More of that kind of thing. Yeah, I've never seen those things. Okay, so, but first of all, why? Did they put the killers on the Airbus?
Also, why didn't they start killing each other on the bus? Why did they wait till they get to the island?
Why were they so civil and polite?
I assume it's like some great competition, like gladiator style, so that you want to win on the island to have the true glory.
Have the honor. Right, okay. So it's not, they're lawful in some sense, They're like lawful evil.
Chaotic, lawful, I don't know. It's hard to guess that. But
they follow the rules when it suits them anyway.
They do follow the rules, yeah, but when killing is involved, I feel like you can't still be lawful anymore. But I guess
but that's
lawful.
The law of the land.
I guess
that's what they're supposed to do there.
I guess it is. It's true.
I mean, come on, war.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. But there's also there's a kind of a subplot mixed in with it as well. Is that over the years on the game, because it updates, because it's only online, so you can only play it when you're online. So because of that, they get to like update the map and update the islands, update like different kind of characters.
So you're playing as one of the characters when you play.
Yeah, and there's no real like story to that character, but there is kind of like a world story where like aliens have like invaded, a big rocket was launched, like those sort of things. So the island is a living thing in a way where it changes over time and it's consistent. Okay,
so now I have questions about character play. How many are playing at once? Is there a limit to it?
It usually can be like 100 people like playing against each other.
And this is one of those situations which is still so amazing to me because I've never participated in this, but it's like everyone is actually being operated by someone in the world.
Yes.
Right, which is so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I've never played a game like that, but I think it's very cool. And then are there a limited amount of characters that you're actually like choosing from, or are you creating a character, or it's like I'm this one today, and everyone knows
spoilers.
and everyone knows who he is, and
kind of like there's 50 of us could be the same guy.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever.
It's like Mortal Kombat when you both chose the same person and one of them has a red outfit and one of them has a blue outfit.
Yeah, but you could all be in the same outfit too.
Okay.
It's more so in the case of your guy is very customizable and you can buy outfits or you can buy looks for him.
Okay.
Or you can earn outfits and you can earn looks for him.
Okay.
In general, it's a big fashion show. To the toys. We got sent a bunch, so we're going to go through them bit by bit. We won't spend too much time on them because, we're not toy experts.
Who has the time?
Who has the time? But we're not toy experts either. No. So we've played with toys.
More of a Barbie girl myself. I think I tried to pretend I was into action figures because I thought it would be cooler. Because everything that's boy is cooler. But truthfully, I mean, I love me some Barbies. The action figures just.
Barbie has her own video games too, though.
That's cool.
So she's really cool.
My brother loved action figures though.
So I'm going to go through them in like the order that Jazwares have listed them on their description sheet. Okay. First of all, we have the Fortnite Solo Mode Core Figure Series 2. What the fuck does that mean? Well, it means these guys, which are this size.
Oh, I like her.
You like her?
She's awesome. I already like her.
So we got sent a bunch of these. These were the most we got sent. So we got sent 6 of these characters. And they're all like pretty flexible. They're all very posable. Mm-hmm. They're about G.I. Joe size.
Oh, I thought G.I. Joes were bigger than that.
Well, you're thinking of the American G.I. Joe, which is like more like our Action Man.
Okay.
So he's bigger, and we'll get to that later on. But like the G.I. Joe that I grew up with in the 90s was more like this size, and similarly posable. Although these actually have a little bit more posable features because their feet and everything have a little bit more movement to them.
Yeah.
And they all come in a pickaxe. Some of them have like removable helmets as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, she has a very cool pickaxe.
Do you think he's handsome?
He's not my type.
Okay, that's fair.
But he's good looking. I could see someone.
He's hunky, right?
Well, what about her? She's gorgeous. Don't even play.
But she's purple too, which is I don't know.
Makes her even better.
But they all come also with a piece of like wall, and that's a big thing in the game is that you build a lot.
Oh.
So you get your pickaxe, and there's all different customizable pickaxes, and they all these guys all come with one, and you can interchange them. Like you don't have to keep one to one person.
Okay.
But they all come with a piece of wall which the figure can stand on, or you can like assemble together with other if you get more of those figures into like boxes and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Which is pretty cool. The only thing I will say about the box parts or like the wall parts is that they don't click together very easily. They don't click together very easily, and so they're very quite stiff. And if you were a kid playing with these, and I feel like these are like out of all the action figures that we've gotten today, are the most kid friendly. The clicking together of the walls it would be tough for a kid. Probably end up breaking them, to be honest.
Okay.
And
so what, you got 7 of these because you seem to have formed a box, or does this box not have a bottom?
Does not have a bottom.
Oh, so you have 6.
Yeah, I have 6. The hands like take the pickaxes, in and out. The fingers feel very fragile as well.
Okay.
I feel like that the thumbs especially would break pretty easily.
Okay.
In a rough kid's hands. I wasn't a rough kid, so it would be fine in mine. What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to see if she can do the splits, and I was going to say if she can't do the splits, that's a bit of an issue for me.
Do action figures need to do the splits for you?
I think so.
Was that a thing you did with Barbies a lot?
Of course. So
Okay.
I'm sorry. I love her, and she's beautiful. Do you know what her name is? Or is this a guessing game for later?
This is the guessing game for.
Sorry, that's her. That's as far as she goes. It's not a great split.
It's not the most, and the arms aren't the most posable either. They're pretty stiff. So I mean, that is a thing. I wouldn't say if I was a kid I'd be too worried about that myself. But as long as they can kind of sit down on stuff, I think that's my main gripe with action figures.
And they
a lot
can
of times.
stand even not on their boxes, right? Or can they only stand on their boxes?
They stand easier on their boxes because they have that little thing that they can stick their foot into and log in.
Okay.
But I
stood her up without. You can't see, but I stood her up and she's not in her box, and it was easy. And I wouldn't be good at balancing things.
Yeah, so they're pretty good in that sense. So out of 12 monkeys, how much would you give the Fortnite solo mode core figure series 2 sets of figures?
Oh wow. Okay, let me see. Oh.
Yeah, she's a cowgirl.
She's awesome. Okay. Out of 12 monkeys, I would give this 8.
Okay, solid start.
And you?
Plenty of places to go up, plenty of places to go down. I would say maybe 9. I think the size is really satisfying. I think you can find a lot of other figures. Like, I'll give you an example. So I have some Marvel figures from over the years. And very similar size. So here's my Captain America. And here's the cowgirl. They're pretty much the exact same height. And
that they would make a good couple as well, because like America
and cowboy
American.
or cowgirl. Yeah, no, that's true.
So that's good to have.
So like, I mean, that's a big plus if I can like mix and match with other figures, especially as a kid. That's pretty great.
Okay, so like in action figure games, would you basically do what I would do in Barbie games? You like would create your own story and like sort of make out like a movie or like a running series or something?
Yeah, I would either like make them the A-Team, like, or my version of the A-Team.
Right.
So very action dramatic, or I would basically, for a long time I used my G.I. Joes for my own personal wrestling promotion. And so they were all wrestlers with their own characters, and they would do wrestling moves on each other, and I would tell stories that way. So that was what I did a lot. So yeah, I would give these guys a 9. I think a solid 9, maybe even a 9.5. I think they're pretty great.
Maybe I'm a really tough critic. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I mean, this is why you're here. I need a dissenting voice. How much would you expect these to go for price wise?
Per one?
Per individual. So you remember, you get the figure, you get the axe, and you get the base or wall kind of piece.
Okay.
For that price.
Okay. 15 euro?
15 euro? Not bad. 12 euro.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty decent value these days.
Yeah.
And especially because the plastic feels kind of, pretty good. It doesn't feel too cheap. It is relatively cheap, but yeah, not too bad. Okay, now, guessing game. So, we have these 6 figures shown here on these cards from the pack. I'm trying to hide the back from you.
Okay.
But this is what you're going to see. So,
okay.
Can you guess by looking at the figure what their name is?
You're not giving me multiple choice, I'm just guessing.
You're just gonna guess. I want what your name is, and then I'll tell you what the actual name is.
Okay.
Skellington. Probably a little bit more significant than what they came up with, which was Skull Trooper.
Okay, they are pretty straightforward then.
Yeah, and his tagline is "Victory runs bone deep."
Ooh.
Ladies. What do you think of? Don't look.
Okay.
What do you think of this girl? So this is your favorite. This is the purple-haired lady.
Yeah. Okay.
Kronda. So like Kron, like time, like Kronos, like or something like that. Do you think she's a time chick? Dark Bomber.
Okay.
The future looks dark.
Ooh.
Not a great.
Look how nice she looks though. Like look at her like sweet happy face. Like.
Yeah, I mean she seems to be more of like a out on the town sort of gal.
Yeah.
In that one. This one here. So this is you'll see now. Okay, this guy.
Okay. Now I'm seeing how they go with their names. So.
Yeah, you're seeing the pattern that involves here.
And I actually don't know what this is. Is it an astronaut? Is it a scuba man? So I'm going to say Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve. You know what? Not far off. He's Toxic Trooper.
Okay.
So alliteration was there.
What is that supposed to be?
I think it's like a hazmat suit. So he's like avoiding radiation and stuff like that.
Okay. Good thing to avoid.
His tagline, kind of sexual. Dominate the hot zone.
Ooh.
Baby, have I ever dominated your hot zone?
I wouldn't.
We're married, folks. Alright, so the next one is this guy.
Okay, so that's definitely...
So this is our little ski trooper dude.
Okay.
The lighting in this video is terrible. I'm going to have to fix that in post.
Right. So this is definitely the Dark Ranger.
Okay. The Dark Ranger. Okay. Havoc. Less exciting.
Yeah.
Just Havoc.
So are you saying my names are better?
Well, for this guy anyway.
Okay.
Because this guy, Havoc, is a pretty straightforward, boring name. He's striking fear into the opposition.
Oh.
So we have this guy now, who's our little dude here, who I took his helmet off.
Okay, so he is like a gladiator kind of guy. Mm. There's something Greek or Roman going on, and he's got a lion head, gargoyle gladiator.
Gargoyle gladiator. Nice. Battlehound.
Oh.
No, I think my least favorite of all the slogans. Release the hound.
It's like your slogan has part of your name in it. Like no, I'm not like Aaron Fever. Get the fever. Like
it's like Aaron Fever. Aaron's here. All right, and our last one.
Okay.
So which is our cow lady. Now you'll probably notice in the picture. Much more booberific. In real life, they covered her up. So that's a
red flag.
That's a choice. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a choice.
Okay, so I'm gonna call her Yippee-ki-yay-ya.
Yippee. Yeah, I was gonna try and do something better, but I couldn't. I couldn't.
No.
Well, her name is Calamity.
Oh,
I think Calamity
that works.
From ranch hand to righteous retribution.
Ooh!
It's a bit much.
It's a bit. It's a lot more than everyone else's. Like we kind of got her origin story.
She told us the whole tale.
Her motivation, yeah. No.
It's not great. All right, so that is our first set, and we gave it 9 and a bit. Well,
you gave it 9.5. And
you gave it 8.
So we'll average it out and say 8.75.
Yeah, 8. Yeah. Okay.
Round it up to 9.
The next is a Fortnite Legendary Series.
Oh.
Okay, which is these two guys in front here. Now, these particularly, I think, are pretty groovy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of points of articulation. As it says here, 36 plus points of articulation. They stopped counting after 36.
Yeah, they were like...
We're like, well, we got 36. Do we need to do it anymore?
37? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. These are pretty great because these are very customizable. Just like the outfits in the game, you can kind of upgrade them and change little bits about them. So, for example, this guy's face is kind of a very creepy, like bunny mask, like Halloween type thing. You can take his face off, which is terrifying to a certain degree, and put on one of the other faces that you get when you buy the figure. So, for example,
that's cool.
You can put on his nerdy face with I was gonna say sunglasses, but they're just normal glasses.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And how many of the masks are there?
So for this guy, there's 3 different faces. But you show the other guy there.
Oh, okay.
So he's got like 4 different faces, one for each kind of like card suit, because he's called Wild Card.
Oh.
Yeah. And this guy's called Rabbit Raider, which feels like it's a name for a dildo. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so I think these feel...
This is really cool. So this is his bunny face. That's his nerdy face, and this is what his cool guy face.
It's cool, kind of smarmy
doesn't have any
guy
glasses,
face.
and now he's cool.
And they come with a bunch of accessories. Like this comes with the rocket launcher gun, the backpack, which is like a
and how do you? Oh, you
Easter
just
egg.
take the backpack off.
You just it's
nice.
a backpack on. You just put it in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But like he gets loads of stuff with it. There's like the disco like grenade bomb. There's like the little health slug chug pack. And so there's loads. And same with Wildcard too. He's got like his briefcase backpack.
I'm gonna put his cool dude face on.
His like coat is very flexible and can move and kind of. I don't know. There's loads. Yeah, there is loads of articulation points. You can tighten the grip of the hand, which I think is quite cool and very clever. And in general, yeah, very poseable. And I think probably too nice to be actual toys for kids.
Yeah.
These are the real collector's items, I feel. These are for the grown-up nerds.
Right.
Who want the cool thing to put on the shelf, because I think this would look really good on a shelf. Especially with 1 or 2 others. So if you have like a favourite skin in one of your characters that you play...
Oh yeah, their hands are good.
Their hands are pretty good, yeah. Now, some of them, like, you can probably get loose over time, I'm sure, but like, these are probably ones you're not going to play with like a proper kid would play with their toys. So these, how much would you think these would go for in price? I had to look up the prices, by the way. Jazwares didn't send me the prices in this sheet, so I had to look them up.
Okay, so if those are 12, then I would say these are 30.
Okay, once again, lower than you think. 25 euros.
Okay.
Which can seem expensive, but again, for the quality that you're getting, I do think it's actually a good value for money.
So it's 25 euro per piece. Okay.
Yeah, so like that's, probably more expensive than you would normally spend on a kid's action figure.
Yeah.
There's kind of action figures as close to that out there. Like,
oh god,
yeah, it's I think these are great, and I'm a big fan. Like, I would probably like give some of these other ones to my nephews to play with.
Yeah, and these you keep for yourself.
All right, so our next one. Oh yeah, before we go on, how many monkeys would you give these guys?
Okay, well, I would give them 9.
9, okay. So
yeah.
One more than the others. I would give these like 11.
Okay, so average of 10.
I couldn't ask for much more in an action figure than these guys, so I'm really thrilled and impressed with them myself.
And maybe I'm just biased because like I love Barbie so much, and I don't really know what a 12 would be for me in an action figure.
No, that's fair. This is why you're here. You gotta, the median number is what we're doing. All right. Also, you're here because you're my wife and I love you.
Aww.
Yeah, okay. So the next one is the Fortnite Victory Series. Now, these are more what you were thinking of earlier on when you were thinking of G.I. Joe, I would reckon. It's like this size, I would guess, right?
Yeah.
Now, these...
I would think of G.I. Joe between this size and this size.
Okay, so somewhere between...
Yeah, well, that's a big difference. So,
it's
yeah, closer to this.
Yeah, this is pretty much double the size.
Yeah, but this is a big guy.
Yeah, he is. Now, this one really doesn't have as much points of articulation. It's basically, you can, like, move the hand around a little bit. You can move the arm up and down. And you can move the leg up and down. Like, there's no knee joints.
But you know what I like about him, in terms of his size? He could date Barbie. Like that, like
he'd be like a tall guy for Barbie, though.
Yeah, but like that's okay. Like
Do you want to grab your Barbie?
Yeah, definitely.
I bought Darcy a Barbie for Christmas because we're those sort of people. I'm in my 30s. She is not. She's much younger. But yeah, I don't think these are one that I would want to buy when I was a kid. And as a grown-up, I don't think these are ones that I would want to buy now. Because, so here's your Barbie. Oh, they're much closer in size than I thought.
That's like a cute couple. Like, it's the same height difference as us. Like, yeah, he's quite a bit taller than her, but like a lot of guys
That's
are
pretty
taller
normal,
than her.
yeah, exactly.
But actually, it's not even. This is a cute-ass couple right here.
What about this guy, though?
Also works.
So, they're both masked men, so kissing would be tough for them.
It would be tough, but like, I feel like their connection is like, maybe more mental.
So, this is DJ Yonder. And you're the guy that you are holding is Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Not to be confused by a comic book character with hard copyright. But yeah, so again, like I said, it bugs me if I want to sit a guy down, but I can't sit his knees down with it. I don't know. That just drives me personally crazy.
Yeah. See, Barbie's the same though, so they sort of fit together.
Yeah, that's true.
And yet, like, she can sort of sit on his lap.
So maybe these are aimed at more girls. Maybe these
for
are
Barbie boyfriends.
For Barbie girls, in their Barbie world.
Yeah.
Because I thought the plastic seems kind of cheap and lightweight, and I feel like I could break this super easily. So I was instantly kind of turned off. But fascinatingly, you seem to be much more excited by them.
Yeah, I like them, and really, it's just it's sort of, I guess. Like I said, I was never super into action figures, so it's the size of thing that I am used to playing with.
Okay.
So to me, it's these could fit into my world. I'm not sure exactly how,
There's a story to tell right there.
Yeah, but they could, and they would. Yeah.
If one of them suddenly start trying to kill Barbie.
But you know what the thing is? As a girl growing up, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I ended up having about 80 Barbies and maybe 5 or 6 Kens. So I would use other things around the house to represent a Ken doll. Sometimes a Beanie Baby or weird things. So this would be, a great, my brother's out for the day, sneak into his room. Great stand-in for a Ken doll.
Yeah,
Much better than a Beanie Baby.
Yeah, and Ken has an interesting job now.
Yeah, he's a Dark Knight.
He's a Dark Knight.
Or a DJ.
So, how much would you reckon these guys go for? This is the Fortnite Victory Series.
Well, it's hard to say because in some sense, I would guess that they're more than this because they're bigger, but I know what you mean in the sense that they're not as articulating. So,
they didn't go to college.
They're not as articulate, yeah, they didn't. So, I'm gonna guess 20.
Okay, this is your biggest miss so far. These are 12, so they're the same price as these little guys.
Okay.
Which is fascinating when you think about it. I mean, look how much more you're getting, but it's the same price. But I think you're paying for, quality and how the rubber feels, how the plastic feels. So interesting. So big difference there. And out of 12 monkeys, how much would you give it?
Well,
Oh.
I'm trying to think about. So this I said 8, and this I said 9.
Yeah. Would you go up or down?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give these guys 9.
Okay, so still some of your favorite stuff. That's pretty good. I would give them much less. I would give them maybe honestly, I'd give them a 6 out of 12 monkeys. I'm so indifferent about them and so not bothered.
But look at his style. You have to admit that he has very cool style, and that's why I could really she's oh my god, I'm dating this DJ. He's so crazy. He works such crazy hours.
And he was in Daft Punk for a while.
Exactly.
You may not remember him.
They really
He's in their early stuff. He left before they got super snobby about it. Okay, so the next, our penultimate action figure is the Fortnite figure hangers, which are not necessarily action figures, so to speak. They are these guys. So they're these type of guys that would clip on to your backpack.
Oh, I think that's very cute. And
you would kind of hang off the back. So this is the bandolier. And so these are pretty small, pretty lightweight. They're rubber more than plastic, I would say. because they have to be durable because they're going to get bounced around in your school bag or whatever bag you have. The clip is pretty easy to use. You know, it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to say about it. They're kind of more like caricatures, these guys, because they got the big heads and the smaller bodies, but they're a bit more expressive.
She has a unicorn pickaxe, which I like.
But yeah, so I think...
I like these. I'm a huge fan of, like, clipping cute things on your backpack, so...
Okay.
I dig it.
You dig it.
I would also use it as a Christmas tree ornament.
So, I don't know. I never had these. These were kind of came out after my time of having school bags.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily... it's not that I don't see the appeal, but it's just not something that I would get excited about.
I just find it so cute. Like, can't you just picture, like, a cute kid, like, with this little thing dangling off in a school bag? I think that's so adorable.
It is, yeah. But that's the kid's adorable. So how much do you reckon this is?
I mean, if this is €5.
So this is actually the first time you went under.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to preface this with, it's €7, I think.
Okay.
Because out of everything else, when I looked at the prices online at like Smith's Toy Stores or Amazon or whatever, they all came up pretty easily. This one, however, really difficult to actually find on sale anywhere, especially, well, coming from Ireland. And this was sent to us by Fortnite Ireland, so this is stuff that is available in Ireland.
This was sent from Ireland?
Yeah, so it was just, but it was just difficult to find in Ireland.
How did they find you?
I mean, I have a presence online. I have a Twitter following. I mean, it's not insignificant.
Have you posted about Fortnite, though?
I mean, I may have tweeted about it at some point.
Okay.
Because I do play it. So I have tweeted a couple of videos. Actually, I tweeted a video of me winning it once.
Oh, okay.
I won a game once.
Good job, out of 100 people.
Yeah. Well, like, I know people who it happens for them much more regularly.
That's legit. That's not nothing. I'm impressed.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. So these, how much would you give them in as 12 Monkeys now?
Well, I find them very cute. Let me see him.
Yeah, he's more like a kind of a Mr. T type.
Yeah, I find these ones very cute.
They could be a couple.
They could be a couple.
What's her name? Bright Bomber is her name.
Bright Bomber. All these bombers. So these are very cute to me. I really like them. I give them 9.
Oh, 9. Okay, so
I give almost everything 9.
Yeah, apart from the first G.I. Joe guys, who I gave a much higher score to. So yeah, that's fair. I would give these about like a 7. They're you know, something that I wouldn't necessarily be looking for myself, but I can see the appeal of them.
With an average of 8.
Yeah. And then finals is these guys. So these are the Fortnight Domes, which they do what they say. I mean, they're little domes.
They live in a dome.
And they're, again, kind of caricatures of the figures. And so what they kind of appeal to you for is that these are very much for the collectors. These are the type of kids who collect cards and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because cool. the idea is that they snap together, and so you can display them.
Cool.
And if you get a bunch, you can even build them up on top of each other.
Oh, that's really
and
cute.
Just have like a shelf.
But so now with all of these, do all of these come in every character?
Not every character yet. So what they're doing is which is very common with toy companies, is that they'll release series.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll release 8 characters for this toy line for now. See how they do.
Okay.
Later down the road, we'll release a second series with other characters.
Okay.
And that way you keep kind of collectors hungry for the next bunch that come in because they want to add more to the collection. But it also keeps kids interested in buying more. They can't buy them all at once.
Right.
So they'll come back for more later on. And it's these are cute. These are very much, I wouldn't say, I think if you're like a baseball card buying kid or a Panini sticker for our side of the world buying kid, I think
Panini sticker?
Yeah, so...
Like stickers of different Paninis?
No, so the company's called Panini. I think they're a French company.
Okay.
But they basically, they make stickers of football teams. So it's much like baseball cards. You just get a picture of like the shoulder up of like a football player,
okay.
and you buy like a scrapbook and you put all the pictures of your team and you try and get all the team from the league that year and stuff like that.
I had one once and it was about like collecting boys and it was like and it was like real boys and it was like John, age 17, hobbies, hanging out and watching movies.
I would bet good money that at some point Chris Evans was probably one of those boys.
No, honestly, like, none of them were that cute.
No? Okay.
I kind of...
So they were more like real boys, so they're average boys.
Yeah.
So they were probably like kind of like, you know, like pockmarked and like braces.
Sorry.
Hi! I'm Marvin, I'm from Minneapolis, and I would like to be your boyfriend. I like Lord of the Rings and baseball.
No, they didn't like Lord of the Rings. They were all very much like, I like this sport and making fun of my friends.
Well, they are real boys then, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, real boys also like Lord of the Rings, but I'd say these douchebags are very common.
Yeah, I wonder who these guys were. Like, who modeled for this? What even was that?
So you can't play with these, but these are very much like appealing to the collector, and I think even little kids can get into this sort of collecting. How much do you think these go for?
I really like these. I find these very cute.
Yeah, and there's a pretty good detail on them as well.
Yeah, so like these were 7, so this has to be more than this, like I think. So I'll say these are 10.
Wow, okay. These are 5.
Oh!
So half that price. Very cheap and cheerful, I think. I think it would be very easy for a kid to build up a collection of these pretty fast. Which is what you want in a collection. You want to be able to get lots of them at once. So I think that's pretty good value for money. Again, I don't know if it's something that I would necessarily be drawn to, but I can 100% see the appeal. So out of 12 monkeys, I'll probably give these ones like, I think I go with like maybe 8 this time. Just because I understand that, like, you know, collector's method, and they, like you said, they're pretty good detail. They're pretty cute looking.
They're very cute, and I like that you can stick them together. I think that's very cute. Sorry, I'm just gonna give them 9.
Sure.
And now I feel bad that I gave these ones only 8. But you know what it is? Like, you know, keeping it 100 about these is like, I just don't. They're stiffer than they should be. Like, if they were just a little looser, they would be so much better, and they look like they should be loose, but they're really a bit stiff.
I understand where you're coming from. They are a bit stiff. I do think they'll loosen up with play, though.
Okay.
I think the more you move them around, they're just out of the box,
Alright,
remember.
maybe I'm wrong.
So I think after time, I think it almost ended up becoming almost too loose.
Okay.
But I do also feel relatively breakable. So,
yeah.
But yeah. So, but I like these a lot. These are one of my favorites. I would say for toys, I think definitely the first series, which for myself, the solo mode core figures, I think they're probably the best toys.
For me, for toys, 100% these guys.
And I think when it comes to collectibles, I think these figures, the legendary series, I think they're the best for collecting.
That I'll agree with.
You agree with that as well? Okay, perfect. So we have at least a concession. So yeah, and also as well with the kind of with my favorite toys, the solo core, they're showing you like they're going to release lots more like accessories and stuff in the future. There's loads of backpacks and picks that you can be getting soon enough, and there's lots of guns and stuff as well that you can get. So there's lots more to come on the horizon with those too, which I think when you're a kid is exciting. Just Barbie Ella was just like somehow ended up in a threesome with these guys.
No, she's definitely like she's gonna date him because like he's the one who seems like really cool and like she's gonna be dating him.
DJ.
But like
girls always go for the DJ.
But then here's the thing: he's not actually gonna treat her that well, and it's gonna turn out that like this guy was actually the strong, sensitive type, and like he really like was the one who really like truly loved her, and she'll find that out. But
yeah,
it'll take a second.
I feel like the Dark Knight will be like the shy one.
Yeah, he's the Mr. Darcy type, and then this one is like Wickham or whoever that like shitty one was.
The Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
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 The Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I was thinking of Jane Austen. You're thinking of Bridget Jones, but it is the same thing at the end of the day. So.
Alright, folks, so that's this episode of Fever Talk. We hope you enjoyed this review. You may see more of them, depending if people still keep getting in contact with us to review stuff. And in the meantime, if nothing else, I hope you had a little bit of a giggle. We'll be back again next time with another episode where we'll talk about probably Stranger Things and other things we've been watching recently. We've been watching a lot of stuff recently. But until next time, believe in yourself. Hey, believe in yourself, folks. It's good.